What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B all day, and I am bringing you a new knife. Wait a second, which knife could it be? This is the Selk'nam knife, designed by global hero, 21 years service member Walter A. Matthews. The guy's awesome. This knife is in honor, it was developed in honor of these extreme South Chilean hunters and fishers. They were like a nomadic tribe in Tierra del Fuego. These guys were just absolute badass survivalists, and he designed this knife in their respect, or to respect them, to pay respect, however you want to call it. That's what this knife is designed for. Now, you're going to see there's two of them, and there's a reason. First, I'm going to show you this one. I've had this for a very long time. You can see I love this knife. I use this knife. When it came out, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Not even when it came out, but when I first was introduced to it, I was just loving it. I had to buy this thing as soon as I saw it. It was fantastic. Now, this one has a convex grind. It's very round all the way through. And I think a lot of people were complaining, possibly, and might be why it was changed, because they didn't like the convex grind. They were asking for something different. So Walter, being the good listener that he is, made a flat grind one. So you'll see that the only difference between the original, I think this was his first knife design too. This one and the Toki, I believe, are his originals. But you can see it's the same knife, same handle. The only difference is the grind, and it is a great difference to have. I'm not going to lie to you. I love this knife. I've used it plenty of times. I brought it out camping with me. You can see the wear on this knife. It is fantastic. This one, because of that flat grind, it's just fantasticer. It's just better. This thing is sweet. Let's go over all the specs. First, let me show you this, man, the sheath. Signed by Walter himself. The guy is just outstanding. He's outstanding. But the sheath is awesome. These three holes right here, you could put a sharpening rod right through there, the whole thing. You could put your ferro rod right through there and the whole thing. You could even lace and weave extra cordage there. You could put cordage in here. You could put tinder in here. You can put anything you want in here, even a little tiny sharpening stone. But if you put a sharpening stone here, then you're not going to need a stone. And then you have this little guy. You unsnap that, you pull this out, and that's to strike if you are trying to start a fire with like flint. Boom, boom, boom. You just knock it. So if you have a piece of char cloth or something, that comes in handy. He thought of it all. The sheath is just really good. You do have a tie down on the bottom. It is a dangler. You don't need the dangler. You could use it from here, or you can use it from there. I have found that this sheath is built really well. Smells really good. All right, so the blade. All right, we are looking at a 5.2-inch blade. You have, it is 5 millimeters thick. It is 10.9 ounces. It is 1095 high carbon steel. The finish is Condor Classic, and that's exactly what this part is. They do this prehistoric looking badass, almost like a river wash. I think it looks great. It is a flat grind with a secondary bevel. The handles are very, very nice micarta. And that's what it is. So this thing is pretty sick. You do have your bow hole, and his new one, I just want to show you real quick, the Toki. I want to compare these bow holes. Do you see how deep this is? That's amazing, man. When I saw this knife, and I can't wait to get into this one, it was instant love. There's two knives. I went to Blade Show. I walked around Blade Show, and I looked at everything. I mean, looked at everything. 2 knives. I told the boys, you got to check this knife out. This knife is perfect. The grip is perfect. This is perfect. That was one of them. That was one of them. That wasn't a knife like I have it because, or I'm going to say it's perfect because somebody sent it to me. No, no, no. I have it because I said it was perfect in front of the person that ended up sending it to me, and I didn't know. I didn't know that that was the person. So it really comes in handy. But this is a really nice bow hole. Now with his bow holes, I know I say that a lot. It's pretty tongue twisting. What you do is you put in your stick and you can and get it going spinning, and he can. I can't because this guy's a master and I'm just a survivalist who can survive. He can teach people like me how to survive even better. But he can get an ember in like 12 seconds out of this big deep bowl. That's extraordinary. So right here you have a ferro rod scrape, so you can hold it in the reverse grip. You can keep it inside your sheath. If you are worried about, oh, I'm going to cut my hand, you keep the knife in the sheath, and boom, boom, boom. Now you don't have to worry about cutting up your hand on the blade by grabbing it to strike a ferro rod. That is perfect. Even though right here is 90, you can still strike here. You don't need to. He just carved you out a spot. You got your coconut break right here. It's good for breaking coconuts, but it's even more than that. If you are in some kind of coastal area, a lake area, a river area where you're going to find anything that has a shell on it, mussels, clams, crabs, anything like that, bop, 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 you use that, perfect. If you need to make some kind of flint, like a little stone arrowheads or something like that, pieces like this make it really useful. So those are good. And I'm not going to lie, it makes a good little head dinger in case you're in an emergency. But you'll notice that it's tapered. It's not squared off. It's not sharp, but it is tapered perfectly. And that for like a hard-shelled item like a coconut, boom, it's just going to work anytime, every time. You don't have to worry about swinging your edge down on the coconut and ruining your edge. So that's actually really good. You'll notice this flip up right here. How sharp of a contrast that is. When you hold a knife in the forward position, right? Full grip, forward grip. You have this great jimping, and you control your cuts this way. This thing back here is to hold in a reverse grip and use your pinky this way so you can get a different kind of cut. It's actually really smart to add that much lift on the rear just because of what it can do. I have to say that this knife so far has been extremely impressive. This knife is one of my new favorite knives on the planet. I'm not going to lie, the Toki is amazing, but it takes 0 things away from the Selk'nam. This thing is awesome, so much so that I already bought one. I bought one already, just a different grind. That's how much I love what this knife is and what it's for. So I want to take it outside. We're about to get, I think this whole week we're getting like 8 days in a row of rain. So let's take it outside and do a little something. All right. I got to say, boys and girls, the more I hold it, I mean, it's just so familiar to me because of my other one. But the more I hold it, I just keep doing this and I keep feeling that grind. And it's so damn impressive. Like impressive. Let's do some 4-foot gravity drops. See that bite? Now it does have a really nice thick spine all the way through the tip. You get a lot of knife in this little guy right here. But even so, with that big fat tip, the gravity bite is actually pretty nice. Do a couple hard downward throws. Bam! You can see it. Wow! It really sinks in. That's really nice. Doing the throws, you're creating vibration. There's no loosening here. Nothing's going to come off there. That is so nice. One thing I didn't mention is that it has these liners in it, these white liners, and they look really nice. The contrast is excellent. Let's see. I know I'm running out of hair in some spots here. Oh yeah. Oh, I just moved some, but look at this. Look at this. Well, it's starting to blow, but you can see a nice smooth line there, and we'll show it again using a 1/2-inch nylon rope. We just want to do a nice push cut, and look at that. Look at that. I went short on it, but you saw it cut straight through. It's just awesome. All right, so what I want to do is I want to show you a couple things. I want to show you this pinky technique, right? I'm going to hold in the rear. Normally when I feather in reverse, I go in a side grip. I'm going to hold in the rear and I'm going to pull with my pinky. And I'm literally just pulling with my pinky to get that cut. And you can see the curls that are happening there. It's literally not, I'm not pulling with my hand. I'm literally doing this, going across the wood. And you can see that I'm getting controlled cuts that way. Now if I choke up, now I can use it and get really nice fat cuts. I can get some swoops, some big curls. So when it comes down to feathering to get that fire going, that's just going to be excellent all day. Make it work, no problem. It's just going to keep shaving wood. Now a lot of them are falling down, so they're right below me, which is why I do this technique, because everything falls right there so I can catch it all. But it's just absolutely excellent. Excellent. All right, so now another thing this is good for is getting that ring finger on it, because when you have a shorter blade to chop, you need the end. That little hook on there is going to give me everything I need to start chopping away. So if like the ancestors who this knife is made in regards to and respect for, if I need to make tools, if I need to sharpen a tip, make a spear, make a fishing spear, or a tent spike, or an arrow, or anything like that, it's going to have the ability to get some easy chopping done in those regards. So I can make pit spikes to defend my camp. I can make long spears to defend myself. Just anything that you're going to need to do is going to be able to be done on something like this. Let's see here. Let's see. Ba-boom, baby. Ba-boom, baby. I'll tell you, man, Walter knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. This thing is sweet. So you'll notice that the pins are actually hollow, right? That means you can lash this. Speaking of making weapons, you can lash this with some cordage to a stick. You can make a spear for either fishing or hunting, anything like that. This knife is just all around nastiness, badass, wholesome, goody. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I got some of these little weed type things right here. So you have to have a good edge, because these are all little tiny hair-like prickers. They suck. But I just want to give it a little flick. Boom. And you have to have a good edge on something that's dangling, because otherwise it won't cut. It'll just move, right? I'm going to try to get two. And it's just super nice, man. Super nice. Let's come over here. We had a big pine branch come down from some wind the other day, because we've been getting so much rain. All right. Let's see if we can get some long tears here. Oh, I should go this way. Oh, this is dried out. I was hoping it was still wet. I wanted to get some really long bark pulls that you can use for tying, but this stuff is so dry. I'm still able to get through no problem, but not like what I wanted. So this right here, this kind of stuff would make great fluff. Turn the spine, that 90-degree spine, and I can start shaving for hairs, and not hairs on my body, but hairs on the stick. You see all this little tiny stuff? That lights up so nice and easy. You get a whole bundle of this crap. Man alive. Let's see if I can get a live piece here. Bam. Sweet. All right, this one's a little better. So now, if I had a longer piece, what you do is you can take a bunch of these, right? And you just keep on doing that all the way around. You get some long ones, and
And that's about as long as they're going to get on this piece, because that's as far as it goes. But I'll show you. Oh, that was a short one. That was a little better. Now, taking some of this really thin stuff, and what you can do is braid it. And when you braid it, what's going to happen is you go from a very weak piece of bark to a much stronger, very weak piece of bark. And what's going to happen is that little, I'm not going to bother doing it all the way, but you'll be able to see the braid happens, and that makes it, I can pull on it, see that? And it's not breaking. If I pull on this, it goes without problem, right? That one's pretty good. But it goes without problem. So if I wanted to do that, what I do is I braid it. If I don't have any cordage, I can use that to tie things together to help to make a shelter. Or even if I don't have any cordage and I need to do some lashing, the more of that I get and the more that I tie on, the stronger it's going to be. So I can literally find a nice wet piece, get some really long pieces, braid it, get another long piece, and do it over again. And if I do that 3 times and make 3 separate braids, then I can braid those together, and I have an actual rope kind of out of tree bark. And it doesn't sound like it would work, but it really freaking works. So that's good. That's good. The weight of this is really nice. I wonder. I don't know. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna test something. Oh, we're gonna test something. Let's see. Oh, that was there, baby. That was there, baby. Right now, Walter's looking at this going, what the hell is he doing? All right, so it's got sap all over it. Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. I'll tell you what. I know with my other one I could throw it, but if you practice throwing, eventually you get to a point where, let's say you can get within a certain amount of feet from some kind of little critter. Let's say you can get a distance to like what do you call it? Like a rabbit or a duck. Ducks generally let you get kind of close, and you throw it, bam, just like that. Just like that. Y'all see that? You throw that, boom, you just might be able to get yourself, get yourself a little critter just by throwing a knife. And even if you stun it long enough, you hit it and you get that thing discombobulated, you might be able to come over with a stick and boom, and now you eat. And I know it sounds cruel to some people, but when you gotta eat, you gotta eat, right? Survival is survival. That's why they call it that. So let's get some kindling here. Let's get some kindling here. I love this knife. I love it. And you know, when I saw that he did a different grind, I was pretty excited for it, but I didn't jump on one because I was like, I don't know, the one I have still works. It's really good. It's a great knife. Da-da-da-da-da. This is better. This is better. I am really, really happy with this. I am really, really happy with this. I didn't know I was going to love the different grind as much as I did. I'm thinking, all right, well, I already know the knife. I'll like the knife. I know that because I love the knife. I already love the other one. So I had no doubt that this was going to be a winner, but I didn't know, like, literally how much I was going to absolutely freaking love this thing. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right. What I want to do is get a bunch of this kind of stuff, create a little fluff, and then I'm going to light a fire with it. I probably should have brought out my ferro rod. It's inside. I'll go get it. But so I'm going to make a bunch of long ones, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all together. And look at these. Look at these curls, man. Look at these curls, man. yeah, so I'm going to just get a bunch of this stuff together, and luckily I still have some dry leaves, so I'll probably take some dry leaves, and I'm just gonna light a little fire. Let me go get my ferro rod. All right, so last week I cut down some vines and I let the leaves dry. And what I want to do is add the crumpled leaves to my nest here. Get it nice and tight packed. You want air to go through it, but you also want your spark to catch something. All right, so get over here so I'm not blocking you guys. Let's see. Come on. I got smoke, baby. I got smoke, baby. Oh, I can smell it. All right, I got some spark. I'm right there, baby. I'm right there. And it looks like I am lit. I have fire. That's all you need right there. That's all you need right there to get a fire going, to get a good, healthy blaze. That's what you got to start with. So let's see. I'll even get it a little bit better here. Let's see. Trying not to move everything because I have such a small pile. I don't want a big fire. Normally I'd have a bigger pile of get-go. Oh, I just snuffed out the flame. That's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to knock over my fluff. That's what I didn't want to do. I have just a little tiny bit going on. I do have some embers, so I would be able to carry those over, but you can see right there, that's fire, baby. That's fire. Going from there to a big fire is really easy. So that's it, man. The two most important things for survival are fire and water, right? I mean, we just got half the job done. The Selk'nam from Condor Knives, from Walter A. Matthews. This knife will keep you alive. That is a guarantee. And all you need is basic skills. There isn't a single thing that I just did right here that you can't do. Not a single thing. Look at that. Just beautiful. Just beautiful, my friends. Let's put this thing out here. Don't forget, don't leave fires unattended. Don't leave fires burning. Be smart. You don't want to be that guy that caused the next wildfire. I gotta say, man, the new grind on this knife, winner, chicken dinner. I am as impressed as I thought I would be, plus some. I didn't realize, because I love the other one, because I love my other Selk'nam so much, I didn't realize that I would like this even this much more. I mean, I had no idea how much more I was going to love it. This is just awesome. This is an incredible knife. This is an incredible knife. Great job by Walter Matthews designing this. Great job by Condor for putting it all together. Great job for D-Bad for reviewing it. All right, so that's it for this one. Awesome. I am Donnie B all day. Till next knife.